Does this sound familiar? You've got one device that lets you catch the game live, another that lets you stream your favorite shows, you're watching sports highlights on your phone, and you've got your neighbor's best friend's login for all the good stuff. Well, I want to tell you about a simple way to get all that entertainment you love without the hassle, and a great way to finally get your TV together. It's called DirecTV Stream, and it brings your live TV and on-demand favorites together like never before, so you can watch your favorite sports, movies, and shows all in one place. That means no more juggling remotes and no need to buy another device ever again. And the best part? There's no annual contract, so get rid of the clutter and the confusion and get your TV together with DirecTV Stream. You can learn more at directtv.com. That's directtv.com. Compatible device required. Content varies by package.
I invested in a reverse toilet. You sit on it facing the system.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a machine that forced it back in. Because I'd go, I don't need that.
I invested £350. I explained to him that I think the toilet should be reversed so that you can utilise the system.
To put your laptop on?
Put your laptop on,
yep.
Or a little game or something.
Knitting.
The truth is,
right,
all you need to do is sit down the other way.
Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. It's Monday, January 31st. Yes, it's somehow still January. I'm J.E. Skeets, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, Tassie? We got the Top Shot hot boy himself, Trey Kirby.
Hey-yo!
Hey-yo! Back in the Classic Factory. It's the International Man of Mystery taking it to the Max Lee Ellis. Leigh, it's good to see you. How you feeling, man?
Not too bad, thanks. Okay. Yeah, it's always good to come to a welcome back like that from JD the Cold Open. I think you must have been saving that one, especially for me. Thank you, JD.
Making the magic happen. Super producer, JD.
Hello.
There he is. Here we are. Were you saving it for Leigh?
Actually, it came in over the weekend. Somebody sent it in, and I was like, well, this screams Leigh, and Leigh's coming back. So there was a little bit of... a little
synergy there.
A little synergy, yeah.
Excellent. Shout out to the stream team for joining us live right now on YouTube. Take a second, like the video. Make sure you subscribe to No Dunks on YouTube. Share the show, leave your comments both in the stream team and below the video there in the comments section. Email in your questions to nodunks@theathletic.com. I'm sure we'll hit the beach at some point this week to answer a few of your cues. And follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok at No Dunks Inc. A couple of things here, because we haven't had you here in the Classic Factory in a while, and we had a lot of sports happening. Not just basketball. Do you like sports?
Some of them, yeah.
Not a big football
across
fan?
the board. No, I don't really get into football, no.
Oh, the beautiful game or the
real beautiful
the
game?
skin?
Yes.
Okay.
The pig skin? No.
What was your favorite sporting event?
I was waiting for the hog skin, man.
I was letting them talk. I'll say hog skin later.
Favorite event was Australia women's tennis. Ashley Barty broke through a 44-year drought. She won the Australian Open on Saturday.
Whoa.
Yeah, an incredible performance. She didn't drop a set for the whole tournament. She was down 5-1 in the second set, came back to win in straight sets against Danielle Collins from the United States.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So sorry, she's Australian.
She's Australian. She's ranked number 1 in the world. She's a 3-time Grand Slam winner. And first, as I say, for an Australian in 44 years. Incredible performance.
Right. And did you watch the men's as well?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yesterday, Rafael Nadal came back from 2 sets down. I mean, what a fight. This guy is a true inspiration to athletes out there. He had surgery. He didn't know if he was going to come back and play at all. And he goes out. He's down 2 sets against Medvedev.
Yep.
Looked gone. Hey, by the way, Super Sweaty Club, Rafael Nadal is the chairman of the
he's got
God. Yeah.
He picks his wedgie every time.
He came back and won, became the first man, of course, to win 21 Grand Slams, now stands alone. And this morning was rocking this awesome T-shirt with his name Rafa, right? But the R in Rafa had a 2, and then the F in F had a 1, so it had the 21 spelled out there, Rafa 21. So it's fantastic to do it. He last won the Australian Open 2009.
Crazy.
13 years ago, and now he stands alone, and fantastic performance.
What other sports did you
I'm out on sports.
No?
That's a lot of sports.
I know
you're setting this up.
The World Cup.
You're setting this up because you want to talk about the WWE. You want to talk about the Royal
that's
Rumble?
the last. The Royal Rumble sucked.
Well, Trey called it.
Yeah, he did. Trey called Brock Lesnar winning it. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it was not the most exciting of Royal Rumbles out there. If you're listing sports that I like, a good Royal Rumble would be high on the list.
Sure.
Top 21 for sure. But basically, the most boring Rumble that I can remember. And then Brock Lesnar just came in and it was over in like 3 seconds. He's like, hey, I'm here. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Guys, the best part of this year's Royal Rumble, I'm not even exaggerating, was Johnny Knoxville from Jackass fame.
Wow.
And Bad Bunny, the musical
Oh, yeah,
artist.
I saw Bad Bunny
They were
in there.
the best part of the Rumble. That's not usually a good sign.
I would have loved if Bad Bunny won the Rumble.
Yeah, he was.
Because there were some rumblings that he was gonna win it
He did not.
on Twitter. Is Bad Bunny gonna win this thing? No, not the integrity of the WWE. They wouldn't allow that. They would.
They might. And football. Were you watching these games yesterday? We got a crazy Bengals-Rams Super Bowl here. Let's just get all the sports out of the way.
Yeah, I was watching him sling the hog skin out there.
There we go.
Yeah, people were saying there's no way these games live up to the games we saw last weekend. Nothing was quite on the level of Bills versus Chiefs, but we got a couple of close ones. And yeah, we got a nice Super Bowl matchup coming here. The Bengals going to the Super Bowl. I would have to imagine that they're going to have most fans cheering for them, though it's not like the Rams have a ton of success, though they are the big name team, no doubt about it. But let's go Bengals on this side, no doubt about it.
Oh, you can't bet against Joe right now.
Can't bet against Joe?
Is this stat true that only Joe Namath and Joe Montana have won a national championship and a Super Bowl? I think it is, which is weird.
I don't joke.
Because we could have a third Joe Burrow if they can pull it off.
Speaking of shirts, Joe Burrow was asked if the diamond necklace on his shirt around his neck was real, and he said, "I make way too much money to have fake diamonds." He's just such a nice, genuine guy.
I saw him, I think it was him, sucking on a cigar after the game.
Well, he's done that after the national championship. Are you sure you didn't see an old GIF or something?
I don't think so. I think
maybe.
I saw him walking around. I thought, I get the celebrationary aspect of making the Super Bowl, but isn't the cigar sort of more the, like, now
win
you've
it
won?
all?
Yeah.
You got 2 weeks to get it out of your system.
Get a bigger cigar.
I just mean like that's more like, the cigar, the championship cigar is like when you complete the championship. I guess, though, we give trophies in the Eastern Conference Finals and hats and shirts. Maybe it's the same. I don't know.
This is a basketball podcast, I promise you, but to wrap up all of the sports from this weekend.
There we go.
Canada, honestly, defeating America in a World Cup qualifying
that's huge.
match in Hamilton at a place called Tim Hortons Field in the freezing cold. And I don't want to jinx it, but Canada looks like they are actually going to be playing in the World Cup here, the men's team.
Imagine Australia and Canada get the same group. Wouldn't that be awesome? And the US, maybe, because the US will still go.
We're doing a live watch party if
All
that
right.
happens.
All right.
You know a lot more about soccer than I do. But
Not much these days, but yeah, it should be fun.
wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
When's the World Cup?
December.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
This year.
Oh, it's in Qatar.
Glorious footballing nation of Qatar. Doha. Who's going to be in Doha for the World Cup final?
Hey, are you excited for the Winter Olympics? You said they started already.
Yeah, I think they started already. I saw something about
What
an
event
Australian
did they
guy.
start?
I don't know, but it's the same with the Summer Olympics. They
I
usually
know.
start
So
a
it
couple
starts
of
this
events.
weekend, but
They qualify. Is it this weekend? They start?
Well, the actual Olympics start this weekend,
The
but
opening ceremonies is on Friday.
But they get in
know how the
their
Olympics work.
skis to start the ski. Yeah, they'll be skiing for like 5 days. Is it a cross country ski? What is the event that has to start 5 days before?
I don't know, man. Maybe
It usually has the boring ones like cross-country skiing. They're like, they got to go across the whole country. Start them early.
Here's one more thing I wanted to touch on before we get to the basketball. Your shirt. the infamous,
How long have
what
I
you
been
said
away?
was an ugly shirt, and you walked into the studio this morning, we were like, it's not that bad, it looks pretty good on you.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was disappointed when I put it on this morning.
Jesus.
Yeah, I was disappointed that my shirt looked too good when I put it on this morning. I even walked upstairs. Thanks, JD. Get a nice shot of my brownies. This is my main concern, is the nipples and, of course,
Oh, the pits, yeah.
the nips and the pits.
Yeah.
If I'd known, I would have worn my turtleneck in there as well.
Oh, you didn't know it's ugly shirt week?
No.
Well, you don't listen to the podcast when you're not here, you jerk.
Yeah,
I was
people are
asleep.
saying the shirt isn't as ugly as they were
I think it's a
expecting.
nice color on you. I'm being honest.
I'll wear my second choice for ugliest shirt tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to wear my worst shirts this entire week.
Ooh, we're shirt week.
Yeah, worst shirt week. WSW.
All right, I like it. Okay, so it's Monday here. We're doing winners and losers of the NBA weekend. But first, guys, we had a wedgie number 24. It's been a while. This is only our second wedgie of 2022. It was Beasley there for the Timberwolves, sticking it a 3-point wedgie.
A real sticker. Real sticker.
And watch the follow through. He keeps it there. Look, it's still there.
And then he's scratching his head.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Respect.
So, yes, wedgie number 24. We are definitely not on a pace we'd like to see. Like I said, only 2 in the last month, but that's okay.
Dave Benz even said he thinks it was only his first wedgie too for the season.
You know what's funny? I went and checked. The Wolves, it was the Wolves-Jazz game, correct? They had a wedgie previously this season, but it was in Utah. So maybe, so maybe it was the first wedgie in Minnesota. I didn't crunch the numbers on that. Okay. Winners of the NBA weekend. Play along in the stream team. Let's hear who you think should get the honor. We won't get to everything, unfortunately, because we just talked about all the other sports. But Leigh, get us started here. Your winner of the NBA weekend.
The Memphis Grizzlies surge just continues. A fantastic weekend for them. Friday, shorthanded win over a win over the shorthanded Jazz. Kept it close, but the Grizz pulled away at the end, and then on a back-to-back against the Wizards on Saturday night. Really impressive victory once again. There's so much to talk about here with the Memphis Grizzlies. They've got so many things. I've got more tabs open than an 80s movie just with all Memphis Grizzlies stats and facts and things like that.
The drink tab.
Yeah, it's a drink tab. Yeah.
I was trying to figure it out.
I thought I'd slip it in so you was paying attention. Anyway, look, they're clear third in the West, and they might even stay there right now. They're 3 games back of the Warriors. They can still get them, but they're about 5.5 now up on the Jazz, who really are sort of the season's slipping away from Utah a bit here. But let's go and have a look here at the Memphis Grizzlies, because they lead the league in so many categories that are really important and impressive. Rebounds, steals, and blocks. And then that translates into advanced stats like fast break points, points in the paint, and second chance points. Steven Adams does such a great job giving them second opportunities. But they also, remember Draymond Green a few weeks ago saying, like, no one has highlight reel plays on defense. No one talks about defense. The Memphis Grizzlies have incredible highlights on defense. The other thing is, we talk about you're not supposed to showboat at the end of the game if your team's winning. No throwing down alley-oops or reverses. Jarrett Culver had a highlight reel block on Denny Avdia in the last possession of the game on Saturday night. Came out of nowhere and smashed the ball just completely out of bounds. That's the reverse of like showboating on defense when a team's just give them the basket. No, but what that does say, it just shows how locked in this team is defensively. Again, leading the league by a mile in blocks and steals, and they have got so many guys. DeAnthony Melton gets out there and gets after it. He creates steals, turns them straight into fast break points. They are doing so many incredible things collectively. Everyone who goes out on the floor for them defends and hustles and works hard. It's an incredible turnaround from where they were earlier in the season. So defense, okay, let's talk about that. Get that out of the way now. And now let's talk about the sexy stuff. Ja Morant, I don't know where he is on the MVP tracker right now. If he's not top
Well, on Basketball References MVP tracker, he's actually down, I believe, at 9th.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That doesn't seem accurate to me, because now I know, Jokic had an incredible weekend, Embiid up there, Giannis, of course, those guys. But what he's doing for his team, especially recently, is just been incredible. He's had 30 or more in his last 6 games, has been incredible, shooting the ball well, getting assists. But also, Jaren Jackson Jr., his game lately has been incredible. Again, defensively, he's had 14 blocks in his last 3 games, going after it. Bradley Beal is another highlight reel block on Saturday night. Beal beats him. He's about to lay it up, and then Jaren Jackson comes out of nowhere and just swats it. Like, he is so active at closing out. And again, when you're a bit younger and you're a bit more athletic, you can make up that ground. He's got that length and he gets back there. So the Grizzlies right now are absolutely fine. They feel ahead of the schedule. They feel like they shouldn't be quite this good.
Right.
And are they a legit contender? I would say probably not still, but they're getting harder and harder to sort of disprove from that because of, again, when you see all these stats, they play the Philadelphia 76ers tonight. That should be an absolute cracker of a game. So everything right now for Memphis is just rosy, and they're great, they're fun to watch, and they're winning, and they're doing it on both ends.
Agree with his pick here to get us started?
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Obviously, the highlights are... Yeah, they're pouring in every game, every Grizzlies game. And so, yeah, obviously exciting. I guess if you're talking about their playoff feasibility, the thing that happens in the playoffs is that other teams pick up their defense. So being the number 1 transition team will slow down eventually. They're going to have to beat teams in the half court a little bit more, but they're still top 10 offense and defense, and still the sexiest story of the NBA. And it's fantastic that they're still up there in the top 4 of the Western Conference, and it looks like they ain't leaving that. So we will see a home playoff series for Memphis, for that great arena. So, yes, it's going to be a blast watching them.
You going to come with us when we go to Memphis for a playoff game? We're going to fly.
Oh, yeah, sure. We're flying, yeah. Let's do it. Yeah.
All right, so the Grizzlies gets us started here. Trey, let's go to you next. Winner of the weekend.
Checking my notes here. I have the Orlando Magic.
What?
As winners of the weekend, the worst team in the league. Winners of the weekend. That's right.
Wow.
Great weekend for the Magic. They beat the Pistons on Friday. The big story in this one, Franz Wagner outdueled Cade Cunningham. 24 points for Franz. He went 7 of 12 for the field. Meanwhile, with Jalen Suggs playing defense there, Cade Cunningham just 8 points on 3 of 17 shooting. Cade is maybe the rookie of the year of late. And Franz Wagner certainly outplayed him, and you get the contributions from Suggs as well. I think if you're a Magic fan, you have to at least be a little bit happy that they took that matchup and won it. I also think that Franz Wagner is a guaranteed lock for future good Gord teams. He reminds me so much of Gordon Hayward, not just because he's white, but the fact that he gets in the lane a lot but doesn't always get to the rim. He's got a lot of tricky finishes, a lot of like a lefty off the glass sort of things, and dinkers and dumpers, and that to me is very good Gord of him. On Saturday, the news came in. Cole Anthony has committed to the dunk contest.
Yeah.
I'm refusing to get hyped for this dunk contest.
Okay, good.
Refusing.
Just lower expectations.
That's exactly right.
I like it.
I was happy to see Cole Anthony's high school dunk tape. Now, this is before he had an injury to his knee. It looks like he can still jump to me. And I don't think we've had a long-haired guy in the contest for a while. So that should be interesting to see. Certainly not a long-haired guard. Kenneth Farid, I think, was the last long-haired guy I remember.
Good call.
That's been a while. So that was Saturday and Sunday. They finished it off by beating the Dallas Mavericks on a game winner from good Gord Franz Wagner. Some nice defense from Chuma Okeke in this one. He ripped Doncic right at half court, just took the ball from him for a fast break layup, and then in the last real Dallas Mavericks possession, he just was stuck to Doncic, couldn't get by him. Doncic had to give the ball up. It ended up being a shot, I think, for Kleba. Also, some great stuff from Mo Wagner in this one. He had so many dunks just wide open in the lane. So, yeah, I thought it was a great weekend for the Orlando Magic. 2 wins. They got a guy in the dunk contest. It ain't getting much better for the Mavericks, or for the Magic this season, so a good one. I'll also throw this in there. The only actual Orlando Magic fan I know is a guy named Brent, and he runs our pickup game, Skeets.
Oh, yeah.
And he sent an email this week saying we're getting the pickup run started again. So this was a banner week
you just
for the
reminded me. I
Magic
forgot
as
to
far
send
as
the
I'm
money.
concerned. Yeah.
Did you pay him yet?
No.
Yeah.
I lent my star power by saying I'm in. I'll be there. I'll hit you on Venmo, Brent.
Cole Anthony, were you surprised by Cole Anthony saying, okay, I'm going to the dunk contest? I was a little bit. I was like, first off, how tall is he? And then, does he have the hops? But yeah, you saw these old clips going around. He's charismatic. I do like that.
Yeah,
I like.
And he wants to be in it, so you think he knows he's going to have to bring something. Because, I've seen a few fast break dunks, and they're not much more than just like a sort of get run down and dunk it. You know, like he doesn't seem to have too much flair because he's just not big enough. But if anyone wants to be in it, then great. Let's see what they can do, because that's the problem right now. We've got Ja Morant, who's like, I'm not going in it. We all
throwing down a windmill alley-oop.
Exactly. So
he's teasing us.
If Cole can and Cole's got incredibly positive energy, so I feel that he's going to be like, okay, I'm going to make this good. I'm going to make this memorable for people. Let's hope so.
So Cole Anthony is a lock. I'm pretty sure Obi Toppin is going back in this. There's a lot of rumors that Jalen Green from the Rockets. So that's a decent little 3. Who knows if there should be a 4th. I don't know who it'll be. But I'm with you, Trey. The best way to always tackle a dunk contest is just go in with almost no expectations.
Exactly, no expectations.
Yeah.
They didn't even do a dunk contest last year. I know what you're thinking. They did.
Right.
But it doesn't
They
count.
didn't.
No.
I'm throwing that one out.
Simons, was it?
I don't know. Was it?
I think it was Anthony Simons.
Was it?
It's a forgettable
with no
weekend.
fans in attendance. Okay.
So it's been a year off, and this is going to be a good one. They're bringing it back.
Yeah, bury the expectations, just like watching the Orlando Magic. 0 expectations for that team, so you can only be pleased when Franz Wagner is the go-to guy at the end of games. That's what he was doing against the Magic. He was the guy to create everything, instigate everything, and he was doing a decent job. I mean, he is not a number 1 guy, but to get him number 8 in the draft and to have a team that Luka hates playing against. He hates playing against the Wagners. Hates it. Both of them get under his skin.
To Mo,
Yeah, Mo's got under his skin a couple times this year. So it's
I think
great.
Mo gets under a few guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Tass, who do you have for an NBA weekend winner?
Well, we've talked about Andrew Wiggins for years and years and years. And every time we look at him and we think, oh, this guy's got to put it together. That's when things sort of fall apart for Andrew Wiggins. And with all the talk about him being an all-star starter at the end of the week, you could expect maybe, that Andrew Wiggins wouldn't live up to expectations. But Saturday night, a phenomenal game for him. He went into national TV, an ABC game, pregame, a Van Gundy, a Mark Jackson, and a Mike Breen talking on the broadcast about Andrew Wiggins. Is he an all-star starter? All that stuff. So I would expect Andrew Wiggins to have a ho-hum game, but he came in the first quarter, 14 big points in that first quarter, and they were able to win a game on national TV against the Brooklyn Nets. Huge spotlight because Wiggins was able to carry the show, because Steph Curry did not have a good shooting night. Klay Thompson did not have a good shooting night, 5 of 18 to 5 of 14, and he picked a great spot. For once in Andrew Wiggins' career, he picked a really good spot to show what he's worth. And of course, like Franz Wagner, he's not a number one guy, but he's living up to expectations because he's finally able to take a number 2 or number 3 spot, and the 24 points, more importantly, great defense for the Warriors, who still maintain the number 1 defense, even though I think we've all sort of just been a little disappointed with the Warriors of late and how the Suns are taking that 1 spot in the Western Conference, but they're balling 6-1. Homestand they just finished up, only lost a game in OT. And the game was, lots of misses, but kind of lived up to the hype at the end. A nice Curry-Clay two-man play there where Clay sealed it with a beauty of a shot. Mm-hmm. And so the Warriors playing well, and Andrew Wiggins, hey, he's an all-star. Everybody respect the guy for what he is, a third man. You called him Chris Middleton. Sure. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Is he a starter? Probably not. But again, the players voted him as the 5th best forward. That means there's respect going around the league for Andrew Wiggins. It's happening, baby. And what a steal of a trade. When you think back, D'Angelo Russell and a first-round pick for Andrew Wiggins. So they got, the Wiggins and a first-round pick for D'Angelo Russell, I should say. Not bad for the Warriors.
Yeah, we missed you last week. Did you have any thoughts on Wiggins getting voted as an all-star starter?
Well, a couple of things. I mean, the fact is that Rudy and Draymond were probably the most likely to get in, but based on the way the system goes, Wiggins has been playing. He got the vote. He's had a good season that stood out a lot more, but he's not more deserving than a Devin Booker or Chris Paul. And so that's where they need to make the next adjustment, either scrap all the positions or just... It's disrespectful to the Phoenix Suns to not have one of their guys starting when Andrew Wiggins is beneficiary of some good fortune going his way. He's been good this season. There's no doubt he's been good, and the Warriors have found a way to make it the best version of himself. But that sort of glamorous, it's like the first team All-NBA, like if you're a starter in the All-Star game, it just carries more weight than being an All-Star, I think. And now Wiggins has got that forever, and I don't think he's fully deserving. But that's... he is, so who cares,
Well, maybe the Suns will be happy to know that Monty Williams will be the coach of Team LeBron at the All-Star game in Cleveland. It's official, because the Suns won, and I have them as another winner of the weekend here. I feel like this is probably like the 4th or 5th time I've had the Phoenix Suns as a winner of the weekend. They won 115-110 against the Spurs on Sunday night, pushed their record to an NBA best 40-9. Meaning no other team is going to pass them here in the West before February 6th, which is the cutoff for All-Star game consideration. So Monty Williams is going to be coaching Team LeBron. A lot of cool comments after the game from like Chris Paul and a lot of guys on the Suns. Like this was one of their like little mini goals to get Monty Williams and the coaching staff, that honor to be the All-Star coaches. But Devin Booker, 28 points in this game. Bridges out of the season high 26. He was great, and the Suns overcame a decent little deficit in the 4th quarter. They were down 12.
And how did they do it?
Well, Chris Paul and Devin Booker hit two massive threes. Massive threes.
It was the start of that 4th quarter. Chris Paul just exactly the same thing, dropping off to Cam Johnson there for a couple of dunks, and Bridges as well. It was like, how many times are we going to see Chris Paul just say, okay, you've had 3 quarters of fun, now I'm just going to close this game out?
I still can't, I know I sound like a broken record. I can't believe the Suns are like the 4th best odds to win the title. Still. Yeah. I can understand that in the preseason, even though they went to the finals last year and they got some breaks because of injuries and stuff like that. But still, they're plus 700 to win the title. Like that is what am I missing here? Is nobody watching them? Because they do it by committee. Their ensemble, as we've seen, like obviously you just throw Biyombo in, and suddenly he's like playing like a 20 and 10 guy.
Great legs on that guy.
They're unselfish, but then they have star players. They have 2 of them that can like win you games. They're 17-3, best clutch team in the league. In games that are like within 5 points in the final 5 minutes, 17-3.
Put a bet on them. And then you can show your ticket at the end of the year, and you revel in it. But, you show the little number at the bottom, like everybody's doing these days.
They're obviously like they're pissed off because no one thinks they're all that good, And like, you know, they went to the finals and lost last year and having a lead and stuff like that. So they got that. They, you know, it's like they have all the right ingredients to me to like they're legit. At this point, we played 50 games and they haven't even lost 10 yet. They're just kicking ass. They're top 3 on both sides of the basketball.
Where are you getting those 700 plus?
I think it's BetMGM.
I might just throw $100
let's
on
go,
it. I mean,
man.
why not? Why not? Because especially when you look at like the Bucks getting spanked last night at home.
Right.
You know, they've had some good moments. They've also had a couple of clunkers in there.
Well, the Nets are still the favorites. The Warriors are second, and it's, I believe, around the Bucks and the Suns. Yeah, I just this Suns team is so incredible because everybody contributes, but then when it's like a 5-point game within the final 5 minutes, it's like, it's okay. We got the greatest guy you'd ever want to have the ball in his hands, and then we got a real clutch-making shooting guard, an all-star in Devin Booker. It's a hell of a combo.
Can you bet against teams to win the title?
Go on.
And on every
People
other
are
team.
into it. You just said the Brooklyn Nets are the favorite. Leigh threw up his hand. If you're not watching, like, get out of here. Maybe there's some good odds. So bet
maybe
against
we
the
just
Nets.
do what our guy Cam would do with the golfers, you know.
Back like 11 teams.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I got the one
lose.
paying 2 to 1. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I've got the Suns again. I don't think we need to say much more, but pretty impressive comeback victory over the Spurs, who are missing a lot of their guys.
Let's get to the Raptors, man. They had a Saturday night.
Well, it was the game of the weekend,
yeah,
for sure. 124-120. That was the score. Triple overtime game on Saturday night. The Raptors outlasted Miami. Awesome game. Like, playoff vibes to it, for sure. These are two awesome, great teams. The Raps 5 starters all played over 54 minutes in this game. Again, triple overtime, so it's a little wild. But Spicy P. He had 21-13, 6-4-4. So we nearly had the old 5-by-5 game. Very, very close. Maybe one more overtime and he gets it done. Van Vliet hit some big threes. You know, Butler was special in this. Tyler Hero had like, I don't know, 4 or 5 chances to win this game, and like, a couple were like in and out, or it's probably a Heat win. But really fun game. I highly recommend you go check out the at least the highlights of this one. Yeah, what did you want to say? Go ahead.
Well, yeah. So when right at the end there was that controversial play, and it looked like the ball was going to be Miami's. They were up by 2 with like the time had actually expired, and they put some more time back on. I saw that, and I'm like, I'm going to bed. The Heat have won this game. I woke up in the morning and I'm scrolling Twitter and I see you tweet your usual when the Raptors win, like,
Cast thumbs up.
And you said I'm tired.
I'm
and I'm like, I wonder why he tweeted that. Like does he just tweet it after every game now? Because I was like, they lost
there's
the
no
game.
way the Raptors won.
They lost the game, and so I'm just like, all right, maybe I don't know, maybe he was out on their drinks or whatever, and he just thought he tweeted it, something like that. And then it wasn't until like an hour later, and I'm going over the scores from the night before. I'm like, what happened there? 3 overtimes.
You must have been really confused when you read Nick Van Vliet leads the Raptors to a victory. Come on, ESPN.
Well, Nick Nurse was going completely mad too in that last 30 seconds. Was that controversial no call on when OG just fell down? And he did. He just fell down.
Yeah.
He wanted the push. Wasn't really a push at all. He just sort of his foot buckled there. But that was wild. And then I was like, oh my god, now I have to go back and watch 3 overtimes. So
I know. And then in the second overtime, there was the Gabe Vincent, I believe it was, hit the 3.
Yeah.
But Spoelstra had called a timeout. The crowd didn't really realize that Spoelstra had called timeout. The broadcast didn't realize it, at least the Heat broadcast. And he knocked it down, but it didn't count, of course, because it was timeout. Yeah.
So it was just crazy.
Craziness.
The same thing happened on Saturday in the Ja Morant and the Wizards game, where Ja Morant, they got the block, Desmond Bain, incredible block, go down the other end. Jaren Jackson throws the ball. Ja Morant grabs it, windmills it, and they call it off, right?
Yeah, because there was a charge called on.
No, it was a block.
A block, excuse me, called.
Yeah, but you assumed it was a charge.
Yeah, sorry.
And then the Wizards challenged and won the challenge, but the ref said Ja Morant was in his shooting motion by the time they called it. So the basket counted. He was nowhere near in his shooting motion. So the Wizards challenged, won, but lost. They had 2 points given against them. They would have been better off just letting the foul as the block stand and take that foul. So, oh man, what a crazy night Saturday night was.
Back to the Raptors. Yeah. Back to the Raptors.
So wild you didn't stay up for the 3 overtime.
Well, I was like, this is one of those ones where it's going to be the Heat ball. They can't possibly lose it from here. But then Scotty went to the line and knocked in the 2 free throws. Beautiful free throws. Yeah.
And he got fouled on a putback, which has become a bit of Scotty's MO, just going after those rebounds. And then OG playing great defense on Jimmy Butler just to hold him off just enough so he let it go after the buzzer. He had the 2 biggies there, Barnes and then OG and then Siakam, the 3 biggies all working together. Pascal Siakam, what a redemption story. literally.
He's going to be the biggest snub of the All-Star game. I mean, he's not making it, and he had a bad start to the season.
Yeah, and he missed a lot of time.
On fire the last 6 weeks. Both ends, too. I mean, you saw the 2 blocks on Jimmy Butler, I'm sure. Yeah,
but it's great for him because a lot of people wanted to trade him. After having an All-NBA year, goes into the bubble. The playoffs were not good for him during that All-NBA year. Then the Tampa year, the Raps had to play in Tampa, not a good year. But now is more of a comfortable place where he's, a number 2-ish guy, and just back to being himself. He was incredible. That 2-effort play with 2:30 left when he was under the hoop and Jimmy Butler came in for a drive and Siakam comes in to challenge at the rim and then is able to get up and block him again on a second effort. I mean, that defense of those 3 guys. I want to jumble them all together because it's fun, man. It's fun when they have. It was a great. It was like the Heat looking in a mirror against a really good defensive trio there in Barnes, Siakam, and OG, and it was a game that's going down to the wire, if you want to call it a 90s Eastern Conference game. Like really good defense in that game. So it was a really fun playoff atmosphere.
I'm fascinated to see what Masai Ujiri does at the trade deadline here. Because the Raptors starting 5 have proven over the last couple of weeks, when Gary Trent Jr. is popping in 30, and then like you said, like the small ball version of them with all of their switchy bigs, they can hang with any team in this league. Their starters can. And then the bench is like, whoa, we don't even have one, so we won't even play it. And I just wonder if there's any move for Masai Ujiri to make to like, has he seen them play the last couple of weeks and go, damn, I mean, we really are good starting 5. We just need some help.
Would anybody trade a human body for Goran Dragic? Like, that would just help, right? Like, that's a guy who you're paying money who isn't playing, who theoretically would be helpful to some teams out there.
I think the Cavs could use him so bad. You see Rondo play for him?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Sure, you got an extra guy you want to throw over here? I would trade him for literally anybody to help, because I mean they played, like you're saying, 55 minutes for all of the starters. They basically played 2 guys off the bench in a 3 overtime game in January. That's worrying long term.
No, for sure.
Yeah, the Cavs have bodies too. Would you trade him for a Dean or a Dylan? One of those guys.
Dean and Dylan on the Danforth?
I saw a Rockets fan tweeting at me this morning. I think it was Clutch Fan saying, is there a 3-way deal between Dragic going to Cleveland to help them out as a backup point guard, Eric Gordon going to the Raptors as like a guy that you could like bring off the bench theoretically, and then Picks going to Houston as they build for the future? I was like, something that could be made there. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, how much value? What's it? Because Eric Gordon, I think, has got 1 year left on his deal, unguaranteed though.
No, guaranteed. Guaranteed next year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then an unguaranteed after.
Oh, okay. So you're on the hook for another $20 million for Eric Gordon, but I mean, he still gives you what you expect from him. Just
He's
scoring
the best
off the
3-point
bench.
shooter in the league right now.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, so yeah, the Raptors could use him.
Oh God, yeah.
We'll see.
I like Dylan and Dean on the Danforth though. Dylan and Dean. Too many D's on the Danforth. Too many D's.
A couple other winners I wanted to slip in here. The Nuggets, you said they crushed the Bucks by 36. They improved to 4-0 on the 6-game road trip here, and matched their longest winning streak of the season. And with the Jazz like floundering because of a lot of injuries and guys out of the lineup, and Joe Ingles now added to that list. Ooh, that look. I got sick almost this morning watching that one.
If we see him again this season, I would be shocked.
His knee buckled. But the Nuggets are like right behind them.
Yeah.
And Jokic 18, 15, 9. I mean, he just picked apart the Bucks, and they had 39 assists, and here they are. And it's only going to help your prediction, Tass, of Jokic going back-to-back as an MVP. Like,
I agree.
Case to be made if they're top 4. There's a case to be made if they're just in the playoffs, but I mean, Basketball Reference, his probability jumped quite a bit here as they got very close to the 4 seed.
Yeah, and I think they believe that one of their stars has come back, or both, in Murray and Porter. So I think their second half will be buoyed a little bit. But yeah, Jokic is part of it for sure. The Jazz are really weird how basically everybody is out. It sure feels like game to game to game to game. So that's a weird scenario there.
I can't believe though, here in the Classic Factory in Atlanta, no one taking the Atlanta Hawks as a winner of the weekend. 7 straight wins, Leigh. I thought for sure you were going to take them as they passed the Knicks and Wizards in the play-in race.
Yeah.
They're up to 10th.
Did you see the fourth quarter too from Onyeka Okongwu last night? He was incredible. Putbacks and throw. I mean, it's funny on the broadcast they're saying the Lakers are too small. Outside of Davis, yes, but they've got Anthony Davis out there, and he was just not doing anything defensively. Now, he's coming off an injury, he's recovering, but Okongwu was just incredible, I thought. Trey Young as well, he's been playing really well for them. So it's a surprising surge. Maybe it is the
Deja vu.
It is. So
They didn't have to fire their coach, though.
No, maybe they just sort of floated that out there. Maybe we'll fire Nate. Although Nate missed a couple of games. Maybe that was good enough. I don't know. But,
I feel like they just pick one guy they're going to be mad at for the entire first half of the season. Last year it was Lloyd Pierce. This year was Cam Reddish. They're like, get him out of here and we're good.
Yeah.
He's not a Cam Reddish. Why did the Knicks trade for him?
I've got that in my notes.
Well, I've got the Okongwu stuff in my notes for losers, so let's call this a tease.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've got the Hawks stuff in losers for my notes.
Jesus.
Of course, they're winners. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's take our first break. Let's hear from everybody out there, especially in the stream team, your other winners of the NBA weekend. When we come back, we'll get to the losers. But Leigh, what do you got?
Well, look, for better or worse, probably worse, I've become a coffee snob over the last few years. So much so that I turn my nose up at most coffee if the beans aren't grinded right in front of me. That's how I am now. You and me are different in our coffee indulgence in the morning. How do you like it?
Yeah, you're a prick. I'm not.
No, but how do you just rush out, pour it down my throat, don't you? You're an impatient coffee drinker.
Yeah.
Well, I think you need to change. I think you need to come to the good side.
Yeah, no, somebody has to work on the show and put a couple hours of work in. You can just
Listen,
show
man,
up.
I can do mine. I can do mine because while mine's getting ready, it takes about 10 minutes. So that's where
very nice.
I'm
that's where you're making your Knicks notes about Cam Reddish.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I love a good old whiff of my grinded beans before I put them in to extract. It smells great. And the whole process.
So just to confirm, you said I like a good old whiff of my grinded beans.
Yes. Try it, man.
Can you give us an impression of that?
Well, you got the little cup there, after you're grinding, then you're like, it's great. Thank you. Because, look, my whole coffee making process in the morning takes about 10 minutes, but it's worth it. Okay, and this is why I think you should at least consider it because, you feel those 10 minutes, right? And now it's going to get even better for me because our latest sponsor, Trade Coffee, sells the freshest roasted and ethically sourced beans from America's best independent roasters. They ship free to you as often as you like, whole or ground. So you can still get the ground ones if that's your thing. It's just not for me. I prefer to do them myself. I spent a silly amount of money on a grinder. I didn't think that was me, but it was me. Trade's real coffee experts taste test over 400 roasts and use technology to match you to your ideal coffee based on the preferences and your brewing method. Take the coffee quiz to get started. Trade Coffee guarantees you'll love your first bag or they'll replace it for free. They won't be replacing my first bag because it's a banger. And I found the quiz good because they don't want to know every single detail. You know, sometimes people say, just take a short quiz and it's like 35 questions. Yeah. Nothing like that on Trade Coffee. And the coffee they matched me to for my first bag, a dark roast from Honduras. And I've got a medium dark roast blend that's coming from, that's comforting and rich from San Francisco. That just sounds great, doesn't it? You know, that's how you want your coffee.
Yes.
So,
I'd love to take a whiff of that.
Yeah, take it. It's great. Anyway, for our listeners right now, Trade Coffee is offering a total of $20 off your first 3 bags when you go to drinktrade.com/nodunks. To get started, take their quiz at drinktrade.com/nodunks and start your journey to your perfect cup. That's drinktrade.com/nodunks for $20 off your first 3 bags.
Later this week, one of my goals is to register for a marathon in the summer. That is my plan, which means then I'm going to start really committing to training in a couple weeks, right after All-Star Weekend. And this time, when I try and train for this marathon, I'm not going to go overboard on running. Huh. Sounds weird, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll get my long runs in. We'll do some speed workouts for sure, maybe on the treadmill, maybe outside. But I want to inject some more workouts into the actual training. Yoga.
Bar 3?
Maybe bar 3, but definitely the Peloton bike. That's what I'm thinking here. Because I want to keep things fresh. I think that will help me stay motivated in building up for the actual marathon later in the summer. Because you do the same thing over and over again. Even your bar 3.
No.
You got to switch it up.
Yep.
And I think ever since being on the Peloton here in the Classic Factory for that pick and payoff, I could see why you guys were so hooked. JD and Tass, I know you've got a version of it as well. I guess you have the treadmill. It's like, I like it.
I'm just moving my legs.
You're just like,
when I hear you talking about the Peloton bike, it feels good. Low impact.
Exactly. That's right. When I'm out on the road running, I mean, it's a lot of wear and tear on your knees. Sure. But you get on the bike, I got to get used to it from my butt. You know?
Get you a padded short.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
There's some bar classes too there. There's
okay.
all sorts of classes.
Exactly. There's new and exciting classes on the Peloton. Lots to explore. So that is what I'm going to do. It's going to help me stick to my goals and keep my workouts interesting, which I like. Peloton has a workout for every goal, day, mood. De-stress from a long day with 30 minutes of strength and 20 minutes of cardio, or do a quick 15-minute total body class. So when they say total body, it's like I'm biking and then I'm like doing arm, like icky shuffle.
You're not on the bike.
Yes.
I don't think.
You can be.
Oh.
Yeah, but for a total body, I think they're implying, JD, that you're doing a little upper body, lower body.
Yeah, but they have
toes,
They
ankles.
have cycling boot camps where
do.
you jump on and off.
And I saw you on
Yes.
your bike, you had like little weights behind you.
Oh,
too.
yeah,
So
the-
then you're like, yeah.
I got the max too, 3 pounds.
Whoa. Oh, that's probably more than I can.
It's actually when you do it like repetitively while
it's
you're
tiring.
pedaling. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's not. I was like, this is gonna be a joke, and by the end of it, I was like, get me off this goddamn thing.
Yeah, wish I had the 2-pounders.
Exactly.
Stay motivated while having fun with bike workouts, yoga, meditation with this app as well, dance, cardio, and a whole lot more. Guys, visit One Peloton to learn more. That's OnePeloton.com. Okay, let's get to losers of the weekend. Trey, why don't you get us started?
Yeah, loser of the weekend. Put a couple L's on it. It's the Los Angeles Lakers. 2 Los Angeleses for Los Angeles. Remember that sweet win they had against the Nets?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was awesome. What a turning point in the season. Anthony Davis is back. They look incredible. 3 straight losses since then, and they've honestly all been kind of bummers. On Friday, the Lakers lost to the Hornets. No Anthony Davis, no LeBron in this one. Charlotte scored 58 points in the paint, and you'll remember they started Plumlee as their center. Ish Smith was literally unguardable in this game. 22 points on 10 of 12 shooting, and there was just zero defensive resistance at all. They still had a chance in the fourth quarter because Russell Westbrook caught fire. Kept seeing a lot of pictures or a lot of shots of Michael Jordan getting so mad at the Hornets, like just furious at the Hornets for blowing the lead. But when Westbrook starts hitting threes, Westbrook wants to keep taking threes. So down 2, Westbrook just settles and chucks one up. He said, hey, I made 2 before. It's not a bad shot. That was a bad shot. Should have went to the hoop, I would have to say. Nonetheless, a loss on Friday night. Yesterday's loss to the Hawks, just as ugly. 11-point lead for the Lakers going into the fourth. But again, zero interest in defense or physicality, and Okongwu went crazy. 4 dunks in the fourth quarter for Onyeka Okongwu. Anthony Davis scored 5 points. I think he ended up with 27. He was invisible to me in the second half. 62 points in the paint for Atlanta. The worst of it all, though, is that LeBron missed all 3 of these games with general swelling in his knee. Frank Vogel says he's out until the swelling is gone. He flew back home to Los Angeles yesterday rather than sticking around with the team to be there for the Hawks. They're now 24-27. That's their low water mark so far this season. There's no way they're getting out of the play-in tournament, I don't think. I mean, like, they could win in the play-in tournament, but I mean, I don't think they're going to get to 6th.
Yeah, 5 games
They don't
behind.
have a run in them.
Yeah, 5 games behind. I agree. I agree, yeah.
And talking about settling Davis in that fourth quarter as well, like looking around, I'll just take a mid-ranger.
Yep.
You know, not going inside, not trying to put any pressure on that. And again, Okongwu is a very, very good defender. Physical, he's athletic, he's a smart guy, but you've got to at least put him under some sort of pressure when you're Anthony Davis. They just didn't do that at all. But Michael Jordan, do you think he sometimes forgets he owns the Hornets? he was looking
pissed. He was pissed.
He's competitive. He doesn't
I
want to.
know, but it's like it's the Hornets still, you know. Like he's
The Hornets are good.
I know, but they must be frustrating. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
because the
They'll play a lot of
Lakers in
defense.
this game as well. I think they had 2 points in the first 7 minutes of this game. They just it looked like this one's going to be an absolute stinker. So they did fight back. It was kind of fun seeing Russ just like, okay, he's going to maybe have one of those performances. But yeah, that 3-pointer at the end was like, all right, yeah, sure. Live, if that goes in, then Russ is like redemption for us, but it didn't. So
Do you agree with what these guys are sort of saying about like the Lakers?
they stink. They absolutely stink. I mean, there's talk now. Again, there's more talk about Vogel. Oh, is he on the hot seat? Why isn't he playing Dwight Howard? I mean, look at that roster. Where is the help coming from? Malik Monk's been okay for them, but you've got Ariza, Dwight, Carmelo. I mean, Carmelo is fine in 10 minutes if it's like, oh, the old guy comes off the bench and shoots and scores. But if you're relying on him to provide you offense in a consistent fashion every night at 37, I mean, Melo's he's a Hall of Famer, all that sort of stuff. But defensively, man, he looks about 1,000 years old as well. So this is a terrible roster, and I don't know how they're going to sort of turn this around. I don't think they can.
And it's interesting with like the injury here to LeBron, because on one hand you'd be like, well, who cares? Sit him down for as long as you possibly need to, because if you got LeBron and you have AD, like you're gonna like your chances in most playoff series. But they also, like you guys said, they're so far back really in the standings, chasing a lot of these other teams. Like, okay, that's going to be difficult. And we saw how that went last year. It doesn't work out all that well. Again, injuries for sure came into play, but
they
need to win games is my point here to get back in there.
Yeah, they were banged up in the playoffs when it came to their playoff series against the Suns. But it would really help if they had some depth this year. They finished that playoff series and they decided we need a third star, and they traded everybody for Russell Westbrook, and now they can't win games because they don't have depth. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's a little catch-22 here. What do? Do you sit LeBron? You have to, because he has to be healthy in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. You don't want to see what happened last year. But, yeah, they're a play-in tournament team. Luckily, the 11th seed is far back enough that they're not going to...
Sure. They're pretty locked in.
It's unlikely with the Nuggets climbing and, the Clippers are going to get back their stars eventually, that the Lakers will be able to jump up. It's a weird year when you're looking at the standings. Even in the Eastern Conference, I'm sure Michael Jordan's there. He probably looks at the standings and says, we're 4.5 games out of first. They're not way out.
No.
They could win this thing. So I'm sure he's sitting there in the press box thinking, let's frickin' do this. But the Hawks are coming. They're coming for the Hornets. The Hawks... even though Nate McMillan said his team was emotionally drunk last night, he was basically saying, like, why are we talking to the refs? Trey Young was great. He said after the game that Tony Brothers told him, hey, I've been a ref in this league for like 30 years. I don't want, and Trey Young's like, I don't care how many years you've been coaching Tony Brothers. So I'm not sure if Tony Brothers said that, but that's very funny. They started 17-25. They've won 7 straight, so now they're 24-25. I think Trey has been a part of that defensive turnaround, especially in the fourth quarter. He doesn't have to play defense for 4 quarters, but he's fighting over screens a little bit more. And then the fourth, Onyeka Okongwu, he's 4 dunks and even kind of highlightish. Now, I don't know if I'm biased because I live here, but there's, it's sort of behind his head, some bad passes, and he's able to get up and throw them down. Yeah, you got to love this guy and what he brings to this team.
So you're a loser of the NBA weekend, or is it Tony?
Well, I think it's Tony. A couple weird comments from this weekend.
Okay.
Tony B, if he said to Trey Young, hey, listen, I've been in this league. I know what to say. I know what to do. So shut up, Trey Young. I'm not sure what he said. We don't have a mic. We don't mic up the refs. But anyways, that's a weird one. Also, Spencer Dinwiddie with the Washington Wizards. It's been an odd scenario for them. They started 10-3. Now they've fallen off. And he really unprovoked. He said about earlier in the season, he said, I spoke up a little bit early on. It wasn't necessarily welcomed. And so, like I said, I just try and do what's asked of me. At the end of the day, everybody has a role to play. It's about being accountable in your role to the best of your ability. That's really all I've got. Sounds like he's, according to him, he wanted to help out in the locker room, and his words were not welcomed.
Sounds like there was a leadership vacuum he thought he could maybe fill.
Yes.
And then easy. They're like, relax. We don't care. We're just, not good.
Weird. So who is the operator of that vacuum? It sure seems like it's Bradley Beal.
It should be Bradley Beal.
Saying, hey, Spence, no words from you, which is odd. It's just a couple odd quotes that, again, are not necessarily confirmed that they came from anybody's mouth, but that's what Spencer Dinwiddie doesn't feel right. The Wizards obviously have fallen off. So it was just a bit of a Cinderella start to a team that's not all together. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. And last season's Cavs a little bit like that, Really solid start. You sort of believe they could be better than they are, but then the wheels falling off a little bit here recently.
And we'll see if they're active at the trade deadline. 2 weeks to go, guys. We might be here in the Classic Factory at any minute for any emergency podcast from here on out. You got to be ready, Leigh.
I'm ready.
All right, don't be taking 2 hours to make your coffee. You got to be ready to go.
It's grinding your beans,
appreciate it.
Sniffing your whiffs.
You already sort of alluded to who you had as a loser of the weekend.
Well, the wheels may be not officially off the Knicks, but they're certainly stuttering down the road here because playing badly, and they've got some real problems because Julius Randle against the Bucks on Friday night. Tommy Beer has a really good breakdown of just lack of interest plays from Julius. He just doesn't appear to be there caring too much on the defensive end. He hasn't been talking to the media, of course. The Knicks got fined. I don't think he spoke again after that game as well. And now they are, right now, their defense is sort of hanging on somehow, 15th in the league. Like, it's not quite as bad as it feels, but the Knicks are nowhere near the team they feel like they were last season. They're 23-27. They're a game and a half out of 10th, but that's where the surging Hawks are on their way up. And after the Hawks, then it's the Boston Celtics, of course, and the Raptors. And those just teams feel like out of reach for the Knicks right now. So they have to kind of get something together if they are going to make anything out of this season. But this is the thing. Why did they trade for Cam Reddish? Tom Thibodeau's basically just
it's
said,
weird.
He said at the start, well, he has to sort of earn his minutes. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. But now it's kind of like, well, there's no spot for him. It's like, why not? I mean, why not try him at least right now when the Knicks are playing so bad? I think it's 6 or 7 they've dropped here. They need something, and Julius, unfortunately, you know, again, from where he was last season, where he raised that bar so high, he's just nowhere near competitively that level. They can't rely on him anymore to do it. So something has to change. The Tom Thibodeau second season effect is happening as well. I think the Knicks just don't seem to be responding to the way they did last season. And it's really hard to see how they can turn around. Again, they're just below the Washington Wizards, who feel like they're sort of falling out. But after that, it feels like the other teams are moving away from the Knicks. And they have to turn it around very, very quickly here. And I'm not sure they can or will. And again, if that was just, okay, Kevin Knox is not a part of their rotation, so let's get Cam Reddish and let's just see if he can add something. But they're not really doing that. And they gave up a pick as well.
Yeah.
For we thought it was a precursor to something else, and it could still be. Could still be. You got a little bit of time here, but it doesn't feel like it because there's been no real talk about that secondary move yet. So unless it's happening behind the scenes. But
I was going to say, who's more likely to make a move in the next 10 days, the Knicks or the Wizards?
I mean, I think the Knicks. I think it has to be the Knicks. Honestly,
it's a weird roster because Cam Reddish comes in. He's played 15 minutes over 5 games combined. So lots of DNP-CDs happening there. But because they went for it in the offseason, their starting lineup and the guys playing in front of Cam Reddish are guys who signed long-term deals, like Evan Fournier, 4 for $73. RJ Barrett is their young player. Emmanuel Quickley, another young player. They signed Alec Burks to a 3-year deal. They kind of just have to cut the bait with some of these guys because they just have too many guys on the dance floor at this point. Too many guys.
You got this song in your head, eh?
But they're talking as well about, anyone can take Kemba Walker if they want him. Fournier was their big off-season signing. So it's like, these guys, they signed Taj Gibson, they signed Derrick Rose. I know Rose has been injured, of course, but it's like they brought back in these guys, and now they're like, okay, all those guys we signed, anyone can have them if they want them, So do they give Obi more minutes? I know people are clamoring for more Obi minutes. Like to see some, but again, I'm not sure if that necessarily solves anything, but it's like you want to see Thibs at least trying something different, I think, at this point.
Burks has to go, I think. I think that's the guy because Grimes has been pretty solid, and he's a young guy. Burks is a player that's going to be more interesting for a team that thinks they're a piece away and needs somebody that's helping off the bench, because right now he's just taking up a spot for Cam Reddish. So I think I don't know that Cam Reddish is an upgrade or a downgrade on Alec Burks. Like, it's probably a same grade, all things considered. But I would rather give him an opportunity than Alec Burks, where you know what you're getting.
Well, Burks is really just there because Kemba hasn't worked out. So it's all right, you can start then.
Right.
So
okay. I mean, I don't know if Julius Randle will be moved here in the next 10 days. I think that, you hear a lot of buzz about that. Now, a lot of that's probably just Knicks fans like saying, we would move him. RJ Barrett's really like the future star here, or maybe even the immediate star. But I don't think it'll be Randle, but the Knicks will do something. I don't think they have to, because they're not even, like you said, in a play-in tournament right now, which is crazy. In this East where all these teams are jumbled up. Though I guess if you go on a 1-week winning streak, you're suddenly like up 3 spots. So they got that going for them.
Too many teams on the dance floor.
I guess so. Loser of the NBA weekend, I'm giving it to me by proxy here. Because it is official. I just want to lock it in. I lost my Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will be an all-star bet with Trey Kirby that we made, 3 seasons ago? Something like that?
Wow. It was definitely 1920 season.
Yeah, 1920 season. The bet was, will he make it? Be an all-star in 3 years. I said, yeah, I think so. I believe in him. And Trey said, nope. It's he's not going to make it that quick. And the reason I say that is none of us had him on our teams when we were making our reserve picks on Friday. I assume you would have been in the same boat. That's fine. There's deserving guards, especially like a DeJounte Murray, even on a team that doesn't have a lot of wins, like the Thunder. In the Spurs, he would have made it over him and might still. But now, he's definitely not even making it as a potential injury replacement because he is injured. Right ankle sprain for SGA. Going to be sidelined through the All-Star break. I mean, he'll be reevaluated in mid-February, so who even knows when he comes back? That sucks. He was injured in the third quarter. I don't know if you saw it there against the Thunder's loss to the Pacers, overtime loss to the Pacers. Didn't return, and he was seen on crutches in the boots. So this is a legit injury. Okay, I don't think this is the Thunder doing any funny business here. But it sucks because he's obviously one of my favorite players in the league and had been having, not an efficient season, but obviously was asked to do a lot on that team and did. But I guess the silver lining is, it's Giddy time, baby. He'll get a majority of those minutes to be the point.
Yeah, and Giddy has been
and he's delivered
really,
when he
really
started.
Good.
Yeah.
I know Andrew Schlecht, our friend, had some stats actually over the weekend about the company that Josh Giddey is keeping right now with Oscar Robertson as far as like rookies with rebounds and assists and things like that. So he has been such a great thing for the Oklahoma City Thunder. A risk when they drafted him number 6 overall, as we heard on this show live. Yep. But it's turned out to be the right choice, I think.
That's true. And then I will throw in here just another unfortunate injury, the very gross Joe Ingles knee injury. I will not tell you to go seek out that clip because it made me squeamish this morning. I always do that thing where like Nora's sitting on the other side of the breakfast table or the kitchen table or whatever, and then I'm like, oh no, I'll react. Like I'll react like crazy, and she thinks something like drastic has happened in the world. Like why? Like, oh, Joe Ingles, hurt his knee. And then it doesn't sound as crazy, but it was gross. It was gross. And the Jazz, I mean, this is just a weird season because Mitchell's been out for a very long time now with the concussion. Gobert, I think, has missed 4 or 5, and a bunch of other guys, like you said, like it's just their entire roster all at the same time, and they're losing a lot of these games. And now Ingles is interesting because we brought his name up as a potential guy that maybe could be traded. Would the Jazz try and trade like an Ingles or a Clarkson, an offensive-minded guy for a little more defense to help in a playoff series to sort of pair with a Royce O'Neal? And now I would assume nobody's trading for Joe Ingles.
Yeah, well, like I say, I don't think we see him again this season after that. I mean, don't want to play too internet doctory here, but it was one of those super ugly ones. But the problem with the Jazz is their perimeter defense now. They look old. Him and Bogdanovic look old on the perimeter. They need some more athleticism. And it's funny, like the Jazz, we talk regular season, we only worry about the playoffs of them. It feels they're getting further and further away, though, from contending right now. And again, you address the injuries to Donovan and Rudy. They're 2 superstar players there. But it just feels that they're not as impressive as they've been in seasons gone by. So we'll see what happens, but it doesn't look all that good for them right now.
They should trade for Alec Burks. Former Jazz.
Yeah.
Joe Ingles is expiring this year, and if he's not going to come back and play this year, you're getting somebody at least who can come and play. Call it. Go for Alec.
Some game winners, I think, didn't he, for the Jazz? Is that right? Am I thinking? I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah. They had some big games. They had some 30-point games for sure. It is weird for the Jazz, and it's a bad timing for SGA because the coaches are filling out their ballots right now for the All-Star reserves. Yep. Is Donovan Mitchell a lock? The way they're falling down the standings, I don't know. I don't know if he's a lock.
Timing is important. I think he is, but
because they're the 4th seed. Are they a lot? Are they sort of the Celtics of last year, where they're locked in 2 reserves with Jalen and Jason Tatum? This year, is it a lock that Mitchell joins Gobert? Because Gobert, I think, is 100% a lock. I wonder because there are some guards there on the periphery, like DeJounte Murray, that we
someone like Jaren Jackson's probably making a pretty strong case too, with the way that he's been playing and the Grizzlies have been playing. I don't think he gets in, but I think he's in the conversation.
No, excellent. We missed you for what about this guy?
Because Thursday the reserves are announced, right?
That's right. Yep, yeah, the reserves are announced on TNT this Thursday, and then I guess soon after that, next week, we'll have the draft at some point.
It's just
building
the draft.
Yeah,
it's just weird if you're a coach right now. It's weird picking a guy that's injured. I would find that odd.
Yeah,
I think.
So you're just saying it's like
he's been out for a while.
It was a lock
the Jazz
a couple weeks ago that like 2 Jazz are making it.
Yeah,
but now maybe not so much.
Yeah.
I think he's still a lock.
So I
was kind of surprised. He's actually played 40 games already and still 25 a game. I think I think they'll both make it, most likely.
The Jazz went from, potential starter to 0 All-Stars. That would just be outrage in Utah, wouldn't it? I mean, they're definitely getting Rudy, but I think they also get Donovan.
Okay. 2 Suns, 2 Jazz.
Yeah.
There's probably
Warrior.
another Warrior.
3 Warriors.
Yeah, 3 Warriors.
What, Bismack Biyombo can't make it, you're saying?
Oh, he gets my
Joke.
vote.
Luka, Mav, yeah.
Yeah, he's in. You're getting up there.
Yeah.
You're running out of spots.
That's how many is that? 5 already there. Yeah, wow.
Wow.
You should have listened to our podcast.
Where's the Towns? You got to have a Towns in there.
No, he's a lock.
Oh, Towns, man. He's
Yeah.
a lock.
Yeah.
I think he's a lock.
They're a 500.
He had a
squad.
triple-double over the weekend. We didn't even bring him up in winners of the weekend. All right, let's hear from you guys, though. Any other losers here at the table in the Classic Factory that you want to...
4 losers at the table.
Us, yes, but we're always on the list. But let's hear from you guys in the stream team. Drop them in the comments. Tweet at us at NoDunksInc. Your winners or losers of the very busy NBA weekend. Let's take one more break. When we come back, Leigh's got a disappointing
Yeah.
You were definitely not all that pumped.
When I saw it, I thought, funny. A legit funny. And then I looked at it, I'm like, I don't know if it's actually that funny.
Yeah, stick around for that excellent tweet.
When I say AG, what's the first thing you think?
Aaron Gordon.
Nice, I had that on my list.
All good.
Yeah. Hello, ladies. How about Adriano Goldschmied denim? Anybody out there wear AG denim?
No.
You can try it. It's quality.
Is it? Nice.
Yeah, that's good. But the thing you should think of first when you hear AG, athletic greens.
Yep.
Yeah, you knew it was coming. 1 scoop of athletic greens. You're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food, sourced superfoods, probiotics, and of course adaptogens to help you start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. Tons of people take a multivitamin, and it's important to choose one with high quality ingredients so that your body will actually absorb them. AG1 is a small micro habit with big benefits. It's one thing you can do every single day to take great care of yourself, because it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. Especially heading into cold and flu season, it's just 1 single scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. Just AG1. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/nodunks to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/nodunks for that ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
Let's talk about Just Egg, because Just Egg eliminates a lot of my egg problems. First, I never have to check if a Just Egg is broken before I put it in my grocery cart. I can never make the mistake of buying the wrong type of Just Eggs, according to my lovely partner, which I do. I buy the wrong eggs sometimes, and I never have to worry about how I pack Just Eggs in my grocery bag or if they're gonna fall while I'm driving. Just Egg will never make me or my eggs feel crushed under the weight of expectations. Just Egg is a cholesterol-free, plant-based egg that will give you the most decadent quiches of your life, the fluffiest scrambles, and easiest egg sandwiches. It has about the same protein as a chicken egg and less saturated fat. Plus, Just Egg is packed with the cholesterol-lowering polyunsaturated fat. Chicken eggs wish they were this healthy. Oh, and because Just Egg comes from plants, you're also helping to save our planet. So that's nice if you're into the planet-saving thing. I've been dragging my recycling around the city of Atlanta for the last month. I am definitely into saving the world. Yeah, our recycling isn't being picked up, but I will not throw it in the trash. I like saving the world. Oh, and Just Eggs keep me from cutting my hands when I crush my eggshells for the compost. And if you notice here, I got a cut on my hand.
From an eggshell.
Actually, no, I'm lying. Not in this sense, but it was from dragging around my recycling. I was stuffing it in, put it inside a can, a soda can. Slicer. Anyway, so yeah, it'll save you. It'll save you. I've had some egg injuries. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm just too lazy to crush it with something else I got in my hand. trash. But here we are. Just egg. Really good eggs.
I sometimes think you do like composting like 10 hours out of the day.
Sounds like it.
That's all you're doing. All right. Let's get to tweet of the night.
Tweet of the night. Wow.
Twitter.
All right, Leigh. Possible tweet that make us chuckle.
Well, hopefully, because, I'm not a big pigskin head, but there was a huge football story over the weekend.
There was?
Where TB12, is he still 12 down in Tampa Bay? Anyway.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
It came out that he was retiring.
Is he?
Well, exactly. So that was the big story. It was like, Tom Brady's retiring. And then it was like, when you get a scoop like that, you don't want to be wrong. And then apparently Tom Brady called up and said to the Bucks, no, I haven't retired. So I don't know what was going on, but I saw a really funny Photoshop tweet. It came in from Chase Hughes, who covers the Washington Wizards. And he put up this one. He said, Tom Brady in 3 years' time. And there he is.
This is, for everybody listening, Tom Brady photoshopped into a Wizards jersey like he's Michael Jordan. Coming back.
When I first saw that came through, I got a genuine chuckle out. I thought that's a really, really good tweet. It's had like 90,000 likes as well. So it did get some good traction there. It was just...
whose head did they put Tom Brady on?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Number 9, was that like a Jared Jeffries?
Well...
I
don't think so. Sorry, Kenny Smith. I don't believe that was Jared.
I thought that would be an Andre Blatch type number, but I guess not.
What about who was?
I thought E. Jean Leon was number 9, but again, I mean, it's not.
Could be him. That could be him. Those are long arms.
All right.
Who is that Ukrainian guy? What number was he?
Oleg someone?
Alexei or Alexei Pekarov or something like. Did he even play?
Okay, here's your number 9s for the Washington Wizards. Dave Stallworth and Jim Chones. They're too early. They're pre-2007. Since then, Darius Songaila.
Oh,
I think this is Darius Songaila.
Oh, Jan Vesley.
Paul Davis, Cedric Jackson, Gilbert Arenas, Rashard Lewis, Martell Webster, Sheldon Mack, Ramon Sessions, Chasson Randall, Chris Chioza, and current number 9, Denny Avdia. This has got to be a Darius Songaila body.
I think so.
Yep.
Gilbert Arenas was 0, wasn't he?
I guess he came back to the Wizards, and he wore number 9.
Wow.
When he came back eventually. I don't know.
You said the stream team was saying Jan Vesley?
Yeah, I saw someone.
He was number 6, though, wasn't he?
Number 24, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I guess you could Photoshop a number, too.
But why would you pick 9? You would pick 12 if you were Photoshopping a number for Tom Brady.
Point.
That's Darius Songaila is what I'm saying.
All right, okay. Go with it. What do you think about Tom Brady retiring when he's leading the league in passing yards?
Is he really? Wow. Yeah, I mean, look, he's going to have to retire at some point, I suppose, isn't he?
I guess technically, yes.
But wow, what a bad weekend though for Shefty, because he's the Woj of the NFL world.
Some people think Tom Brady's camp leaked this to Shefty to make him look like an idiot.
Really?
Yes.
I saw also someone saying Tom Brady wants to not retire until February 4 or something like that because he gets
paid or
he
something.
Gets paid $20 million. I'm like, does he need $20 more million on top of what he's earned and his potential earnings? I mean, is he running at that
There's
close?
a reason rich people are rich.
Oh, I know, but I mean, wow, if he needs that $20 million, then he's going to run out of money at some point.
Hey, speaking of retiring and tweet of the night and all that, I can't believe you didn't go with this one from @BallIsLife. 26 years ago today, 36-year-old Magic Johnson returned to the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
And put up a line 5 years after his last game that was pretty damn good. Do you know what he put up in his first game back there in 5 years? If you had to guess.
11 points, 9 assists.
19 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds.
Oh, wow. It was against the Warriors, I think.
Yeah, that's right. He had a nasty fake on Sprewell as the tweet.
That's what I do remember.
He remembers that.
Yeah,
he played 27 minutes, too. Pretty good stat line.
Yeah.
Okay. He had all week for tweet of the night, and had a good one. I didn't mind it, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. When I first saw it, I thought, that's not a bad one. We can talk a little TB12 or TB9 in this case.
Got us talking about, who was it?
Darius Songaila.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's why the sickos tune into this show. Okay, pick 'em results from Friday night. Tass, I got some bad news, my man. It's over for you. You have officially lost the month of January.
I'm retiring from Pick'em like Tom Brady.
Wow. It was the, this brought to you by BetMGM. It was the Utah-Memphis game, and Memphis was favored by 3.5 at home. Tass swerved. He sort of was forced to swerve because you were trailing these guys by a couple games.
Right.
And Utah lost by enough for these guys to get the Grizzlies win. So
at least I don't have to pick tonight. That's why I'm a winner. We don't have to pick
We're not
tonight because
picking
it's
tonight.
January
Wow.
31st.
I'm on fire, baby.
January.
I should be picking right now.
Get on
Give me a
BetMGM.
game. Give me a line. Give me a line. I'll tell you who's going to win. I'm 13-6.
Take that Grizzlies.
in January.
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies Sixers game.
Yeah.
Okay, what's
I'm
the line?
guessing,
Go
I'm
find
guessing
line
the
for me.
Sixers are probably favourite by
3.5, I think.
Oh, that much is it?
I think so.
Sixers by 3.5 in Philly.
Yeah, it's in Philadelphia.
Grizzlies playing well, but so have Embiid. Give me the Grizzlies.
It's only 2 points on ESPN. But
Oh, it's a little tighter now. Okay, I'll take the Grizzlies. Anyway, I went 13-6 in the month of January. Trey and Leigh 9-10. You guys tied, and like I said, Tass will be having to pay off January because of the loss. Coming in last place, 6-13. Rough month.
Yes.
For you, but
Yes.
I mean, it happens. I was there.
We got some pick'ems to pay off at some point. You
2
got,
for me, 2 for you.
Yeah. What are we
Wow.
gonna do?
I'd like to do a dog shock collar at some point in the coming weeks. JD, we can really do it anytime you want. I'm ready.
Well, I have it right here in the drawer. I mean, I guess. Well, we were advised to have a paramedic standing
I'm
by.
not having a period. It's not. You're not gonna. How?
I have a health sciences degree.
It's not that crazy of a shock.
Okay, all right. We can keep him alive until
Until the
assistance
paramedics arrive.
arrives, I suppose.
And also, I was thinking I want to do a simple one. I was suggesting I do a mustache. Straight up mustache, either for a show or for a week or something like that. I thought I could tie in the best mustaches in NBA history or something. I'd make some real nice content for our
That'd be some
YouTube channel out of it.
Content.
But I was hoping I could wait until Nora, my wife, goes home to Canada because her sister's having a baby. Any day now. Come on, Eileen, let's go.
Love that song.
Yeah, me too.
It's with an A, guys. It's with an A. But
Taxi's Midnight Runners. Didn't think we'd be
Maybe
talking about them today.
No,
but
you didn't.
Let's talk about 80s movies earlier.
But anyway,
So, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
do the mustache at some point.
Okay.
So what are you going to be doing?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that.
We thought of a good
coordinated
one.
content.
We thought of a good one involving Chuck Swirsky a little bit, inspired by Chuck
dance?
Swirsky.
Ooh,
yeah.
I think the Eric Reed for a show would be a good one for you. That's in your
Ooh,
wheelhouse.
that's pretty funny too.
Yeah.
Tass doing an Eric Reed impersonation.
Yeah.
I'll show. Okay.
I do have a clogged nose. I can do an Eric Reed right now.
Been a little stuffy over the last couple shows.
Yeah.
Too much compost.
Non-COVID illness.
Okay,
yes.
good.
Stuff the Magic Dragon nose. It's happening right now.
Can I interest you in some athletic green?
I thought you were going to say a turtleneck.
Warm up that throat.
All right, guys. If you have another idea for pick and payoff, let us know in the YouTube comments or tweet at us at NoDunksInc. Email in your questions, nodunks@theathletic.com. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at NoDunksInc. Grab yourself an athletic subscription. Go to theathletic.com/NoDunks and get yourself some No Dunks merch, like the We the No Dunks hoodie for all you diehard Raptors fans. There it is. Over at nodunks.com. And did you see our new No Dunks rocker shirt, Nirvana inspired shirt?
Yeah. I'll be wearing mine soon, I guess.
Well, as soon as you get it?
Yeah.
As soon as you get your free one for working on the show? Yeah. Sure. Can't wait. So go to nodunks.com for your No Dunks gear. We'll be back here in the Classic Factory. # full squad tomorrow. Until then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, looking at this Knicks on the roster here, it's official. Too many Knicks on the roster. Too many Knicks.
Brace the day, people.